like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so today we are going to take a deep dive into something that happened, well, pretty recently. It was the day after Christmas. ChatGPT went down. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, talk about a holiday hangover. I mean, almost 15,000 users on Down Detector reported problems. And it wasn't just like a quick blip. This outage went on for hours.
Yeah, and everyone's like, what is going on? So for this deep dive, we're looking at a Newsweek article that really broke this whole thing down. And it seems like things really started going haywire around 1:25 p.m. Eastern time. Down Detector showed major cities just lighting up with outage reports, especially New York.
Yeah, New York was like the epicenter of the ChatGPT blackout. It's kind of interesting, though, because Newsweek reached out to OpenAI, for a comment. And their first response, they were talking about some problem with an upstream provider.
An upstream provider?
Yeah, basically it means that some other company that provides services to OpenAI was having issues. And it ended up kind of rippling out and knocking ChatGPT offline.
So it was like a domino effect?
Exactly, yeah.
But it wasn't just ChatGPT itself, right?
Oh, no, not at all. Their API was affected, too. And that's, what developers use to connect ChatGPT to their own apps and services. So all of these other AI-powered tools were suddenly, engine stalled.
Wow, so a lot of things were grinding to a halt.
And even get this, even Sora, OpenAI's new text-to-video AI.
Oh, yeah, that just came out, right?
Brand new, and it was caught in the outage, too. All OpenAI's error page said was that they were, working on a fix, but there really weren't any, detailed explanations or anything.
It's weird how quiet everybody was, I mean, with an outage this big, you'd think Sam Altman.
Yeah.
Or the official OpenAI accounts would be tweeting about it.
Yeah, you'd think so, but total silence. And that really just added to the confusion and frustration. It was like, what's going on?
Right, exactly.
To understand the impact of this, I think we need to kind of rewind a little bit, look at OpenAI's, journey so far.
Okay, so starting from the beginning, they started as a nonprofit, right? Focused on AI for good.
Exactly, yeah. But then ChatGPT came along in November of 2022, and everything changed. They got this huge investment from Microsoft and became, a tech giant overnight, valued at over $80 billion?
Wow.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind.
And ChatGPT itself was a game changer. It really kicked off this whole AI arms race, as they call it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Suddenly you had Google, Microsoft, Meta, X. Everybody was scrambling to create their own AI chatbots and assistants. It was like AI went from futuristic fantasy to something you could actually use every day.
Yeah, I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah, and the adoption rate was just mind-blowing. By January 2023, ChatGPT had over 100 million users. It was just incredible growth. But, that kind of rapid growth can come with challenges, and I think this outage really exposed some of those vulnerabilities.
It really makes you think, though, if a short outage like this caused so much disruption, what would happen if a really important AI system went down? Something in healthcare or finance?
That's a really good question. And honestly, it's a bit unsettling because this wasn't a, malicious attack or anything like that, just a technical glitch from an external provider.
Yeah, it shows you just how complex everything is.
Yeah.
And how a small problem can snowball into something huge. And, speaking of things getting a little messy, remember all that drama with Sam Altman when he was briefly ousted and then brought back?
Oh, yeah, that was wild.
It just shows you that even in the world of cutting-edge tech, human decisions and internal dynamics can have a huge impact. So we have OpenAI, a company that's growing incredibly fast, facing fierce competition and dealing with internal shakeups. And then, bam, right before Christmas, their flagship product goes offline and they go radio silent.
Yeah, it's quite a story, and it's definitely one that's still unfolding. This outage was a wake-up call, I think. It's got people thinking more critically about our reliance on AI and about the vulnerabilities of these systems and about, the need for more transparency from these companies, the ones who are building these systems that we're all relying on.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, what's next? Where do we go from here?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's kind of wild how this whole outage thing, even though it was pretty short, it really grabbed everyone's attention.
Right. It was all over social media. Everyone was talking about it. Frustrated users venting on Twitter, memes about having to use your brain again.
Oh, yeah. The memes were hilarious. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people who were really annoyed, especially people who use ChatGPT for work, or for creative stuff. Imagine having a deadline and your like go-to AI tool just vanishes.
Oh, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
But beyond just the annoyance, was there like any deeper anxiety about the whole situation?
Definitely, yeah. This outage kind of sparked this wave of questions about how much we rely on AI now. Like, what happens if it goes down again? What if it's worse next time? What if it's not ChatGPT, but like some crucial service, like healthcare or finance?
Kind of scary to think about.
And it's like we've gotten so used to the convenience of AI that we haven't really thought about what happens when it's not there.
Right, like you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of thing.
Exactly. And when ChatGPT went dark, it showed just how fragile our relationship with technology can be.
And remember how OpenAI was basically silent during the whole thing? I read some comments online, people were saying that made it even worse.
Oh yeah, the silence was deafening. No explanations, no timelines, just that one little message on their error page. You'd think a company like OpenAI, with a product as popular as ChatGPT, would be better at communicating during a crisis.
Right. You'd think they'd be more prepared.
But here's the thing, this lack of transparency, it's not just OpenAI. We see it all the time with AI. From the algorithms that control what we see online to like the development of new AI like Sora, we just don't know what the long-term consequences are going to be.
It's like we're rushing into this AI-powered future without really understanding the risks.
That's a good way to put it. And I think this ChatGPT outage, as annoying as it was kind of like a microcosm of all these bigger issues around AI, reliability, transparency, ethics.
So what can we do about it? I mean, is it even possible to do anything?
Of course we can do something. We're not powerless here. First of all, we need to stay informed. Read about AI, follow the developments, talk about the ethical implications.
Knowledge is power, right?
Exactly. The more we understand about AI, the better equipped we'll be.
Makes sense.
But it's not just about staying informed. We also need to be aware of how much we rely on AI ourselves. It's easy to become dependent on these tools, but we have to remember, they're not perfect. They can make mistakes, they can be disrupted. And if we rely too much on any one technology, it can leave us in a vulnerable position.
So we need to develop our own critical thinking skills and not just blindly trust the AI.
Exactly. And as we think about the future of AI, we need to remember that these are tools. And like any tool, they can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us as individuals and as a society to decide how we want to use these tools, what values we want to embed in them, and what kind of future we want to create with them.
It's like a shared responsibility, not just about fixing technical glitches, but about shaping the entire direction of AI.
Exactly. This outage was a wake-up call. It was a reminder that the future of AI is not set in stone. It's something we're creating right now, day by day, decision by decision.
One thing that really struck me about this whole ChatGPT outage is how it kind of showed how reliant we've become on AI, even if we don't always realize it.
It's true. Like, we're so used to it now, AI is just kind of woven into everything. Personalized recommendations, smart assistants. It's almost like we don't even notice it anymore until something like this happens. And then
it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I actually use this stuff way more than I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just for work or creative stuff. It's for like entertainment, even just keeping ourselves company.
That's a really interesting point, that whole companionship aspect. For some people, especially those who might be, feeling isolated, ChatGPT wasn't just a chatbot. It was like a virtual friend.
It was a way to connect with something.
Right, exactly. And when it was gone, they really felt it.
Makes you think about the bigger picture, like how is all this AI going to affect us socially as it gets more advanced, more integrated into our lives? How's it going to change our relationships, our sense of self?
That's the million-dollar question. And as AI gets more sophisticated, it raises another question. What are our responsibilities to these creations? Are they just tools? Or is there a point where we need to think about their well-being, their autonomy, even their rights?
Whoa, that's getting pretty deep. I mean, we're still trying to figure out the ethical stuff with AI as it is now.
I know, it's a lot.
And talk about AI rights, that seems like a whole other level.
It is, but it's a conversation we're going to have eventually. Science fiction's been dealing with this for years. But as AI gets more powerful, those questions are becoming more real.
So this ChatGPT outage, it was like a technical glitch, but it really opened up this whole can of worms about AI now and in the future.
I think that's a good thing, actually. These kinds of disruptions, they can be opportunities to learn, to reflect, to maybe change course a little as we keep moving forward into this unknown territory.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive today, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. We've covered a lot of ground, The technical stuff, OpenAI's story, the AI boom, the social impact. We even got a little philosophical there at the end.
Yeah, we went pretty deep.
But here's one more thing to consider. Imagine a future where AI is so seamlessly integrated into our lives that we don't even notice it. It's in our homes, our workplaces, our cities, maybe even our bodies.
Whoa.
Anticipating our needs, solving our problems, enhancing our abilities in ways we can't even imagine right now.
That future might be closer than we think.
It could be amazing, but it could also be dangerous.
It's both, definitely. The choices we make today will determine what that future looks like.
Exactly. So to everyone listening out there, as you go about your day interacting with AI, take a moment to think about the big picture, the power of these technologies, the responsibility that comes with them, and the future you want to help create.
The future of AI isn't something that's just happening to us. It's something we're all making together.
Well said. So, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the ChatGPT outage. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.